Alright, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. We're talking about 2K24 today. I'm going to try and win this game. See what we got for competition. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, it doesn't look like. Honestly, those statuses and levels, they don't... I honestly feel like they don't tell you nothing, bro. I see people all across the board that are trash, that are good, bad. They don't tell you nothing. Plus, if you're like me, like, bro, mine resets all the time. I don't know if it's because, like, when I leave a game, but sometimes I swear, like, I'll be in the purple and I'll just... Like, it just resets, like, for no reason. Boom, dot. I see him cheating over. But anyways, 2K24, so we're not going to waste any time. So today's Thursday, yesterday, Wednesday, a whole bunch of creators released their gameplay videos from, what do you call it, Community Day, 2K24 Community Day. And we got a little bit of information about what's, what we're looking at. I will also mention 2K just released a city, and there's only 2 affiliations this year, so that's one thing to think about. Ah, man, I need to take one more step. Commit. Purple Hair was gonna leave, but anyways, first thing we're gonna talk about from the gameplay is the shooting. So we're basically my information is coming from all these different creators. Like by watching their gameplay, I've watched like 5 different videos. Dudes who were from Community Day. My favorite one was Joe Knows. So if there was one other one that you guys want to go check out, obviously you're watching this one for 2K24 information, I'm guessing, or maybe you're just here for the gameplay. I don't know, but if you wanted to watch one other one, Joe Knows had a good one. 2K Labs also had a good one as well. But yeah, first thing we're gonna talk about is shooting. So straight away, obviously we know. It's green or miss again. That's no secret on Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame modes, Park, Rec, Prime, I'm assuming. All Hall of Fame modes. It's going to be green or miss again. And one thing that we gathered from, the gameplay videos is that creators are struggling so far. They're struggling to shoot. Obviously, there's a new shot timing system, the shot visual cue system. So basically, you can set your release timing to certain points in players' jump shots. And now this is obviously like each individual player's jump shot that they're shooting with. They're shooting with a whole bunch of different players, not a custom jump shot or anything like that. So I don't think it should come as a surprise that people are struggling to shoot. People always struggle to shoot to start a new 2K. So I think nothing to get too worried about, nothing to get worked up or anything. Man, what are we doing? But anyways, like I said, nothing too crazy. The big thing is, though, like Mike Wang said, they're patching fading threes. A lot of the creators reiterated, and you can see it in their gameplays, fading left and right is not, it's not a thing, like it's a thing, but it's way harder to do. The green window from what they're saying, the green window feels way smaller. It's way more difficult to do. It's probably not going to be as consistent with the green window being smaller. So, yeah, I'm hoping, as far as I could tell from all the videos I watched, all I could tell was that the left-right fading is patched. As y'all know, I really hope that, pull-ups, side steps, and step backs from three-point range are not patched. Those are a ton of fun in my opinion. I base my playstyle a huge part off of doing those. Bro, hit me. Come on, good pass. Get in there. 2 shots. 2 wide open threes. In sharp takeover. Bro's not hitting them. Come on now. But, yeah, so shooting could be a little bit harder like it usually is to start every 2K, with the exception of 22. I feel like people in 22 are shooting out the gate, but like I was saying, shooting is it's way different, with the timing system. Fades are, left and right anyways, are at least going to be harder. I'm not sure if they're going to be impossible when you get, your badges. I'm sure there's probably going to be a pull-up jumper that everybody likes. And, I'm sure some people are going to figure it out. It's not like you're not going to be able to do them ever again. I guarantee it. But, yeah, it's looking a little bit harder from the jump. So, as far as shooting goes, oh, yeah, one more thing. There is a badge. It's, I don't remember what it is, but it's basically, like, boosts all your open shots. And obviously, as we already know, if you take your shot meter off, your green window gets 20% bigger. So I feel like shooting wide open could, I mean, in 2K22, I don't want to say as easy as 2K22 because this year, obviously, it's green or miss. But I will say, like, it has the potential to be a really easy shooting 2K when it comes to, at least being a spot up. I don't know about off the dribble and whatnot, things of that nature, but actually, hopefully that open badge applies to people shooting off the dribble as well, because show the shot creator some love too. Am I right? Like, but anyways, as far as shooting goes, oh yeah, one more thing, the contest system. I don't know if I should save that for defense, but we're just gonna talk about it right now. Hold on, let me get the ball up the court. This guy's pressing me. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But anyways, the contest system. So the contest system is not like it has been in previous years. It's pretty much reworked. As you guys know, a lot of the time this year, there are, what you call ghost contests. Basically, dudes are just running right by you. They're not putting a hand up. No real defense is being played. Why was that early? Why did it change my time right there? Like, no real defense is being played. And dudes are just running by you. They're getting, they might just be, within 3 to 4 feet of you. And they're getting 7 to, 13% type of contest, and it's preventing you from making the shot. So in 2K24, from the gameplay, as far as we can tell, that sort of thing is gone. One thing we know for sure is swap blocks. So basically, when you press Y, you try and go up for the block, or SWAT contest, swap blocks. Those are ineffective unless they're not effective unless you time them up correctly. So unless you're actually blocking the shot or timing it correctly, if you mistime your jump and say you jump up, but on your way down, that's when the guy you're guarding starts his jump shot. It looks like that's going to be pretty much little to no contest. So I think that's something that's super good for the game. Bro, no way. Hopefully that's not in the game. I don't know anything about that. That's ridiculous. But anyways. So yeah, as far as shooting goes, contest system is totally reworked. As we all also know. Golly, I keep forgetting. Whole bunch of new things. From the gameplay, like, contested shots going in is very real. It's not a super common thing, but like Mike Wang told us on Twitter a few weeks back, any shot that's not blocked or 100% smothered has the potential to turn green. Like, so if you shoot a 99% contested shot, it could be green. Now, obviously, your green window is gonna change. Like, it's gonna get smaller. The lower your rating, the less your badges. If you don't have takeover, the more contested, obviously. If you're tired, all those things are gonna make your green window smaller. So it's not like they're gonna be super common. It's not like, I don't think. Had me worried there for a second. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think contested shots are going to be OP. I think there's going to be some times where there's going to be contested shots, and dudes are going to be frustrated that they just got a hit on them. But it's part of the game. Basketball is like that, so I mean, you can't really complain too much. But like I said, if you're a defender, there is going to be times where it might be annoying. So, be prepared for that. We're all defenders, so contested shots are definitely a thing. They're definitely possible. And I don't think they're as rare, as they have been in past 2Ks. That's what we've been able to see from the gameplay so far. On Hall of Fame modes, contested shots, they're a real thing. Oh my. Okay, I was about to say, bro, that sucked me in. Pause. But yeah. Now we could go to the. We're gonna talk about playmaking next here. My bad. Oh, bro, I thought he... Give it back, bro. I thought he... Man, my mind is in a whole different place right now. Trying to tell you guys about 2K24. But anyways, on to the playmaking side of thing. Obviously, what everybody's most interested in is dribbling, but we're going to talk about passing for just a quick second here just to get that out of the way. So, passing, from what we can see from the gameplay, people aren't recording a lot of passing. So, I mean, I guess you can't tell much. But Mike Wang did tell us that passing, as far as the ratings and effectiveness of, ratings go, it's going to be pretty similar to 23. In 23 next gen. I don't know about current gen because I never played current gen. I haven't played current since 21. But it's pretty similar. So like I said, for example, in current gen, like you couldn't get away with a say 65% pass accuracy. Like you would be throwing like terrible passes, wouldn't be able to throw outlets. Your passes would be, sloppy a lot of the times. Like that's it's 24 is pretty similar in that regard. Another thing to note is that Mike Wang also said that sloppy catch animations are 100% to blame on the person passing the ball not having a good enough rating, not a high enough passer rating. So anytime there's a sloppy catch, the blame is in 24 can automatically be placed on the passer not having a high enough rating. So keep that in mind as well. Now the big thing is a lot of people were complaining about uh, bailout passes, how bailouts were OP and a lot of times it didn't make sense. Like you wouldn't be able to throw a basic bailout, but a lot of times dudes would be able to throw, you know, they'd go up and throw a behind the back bailout pass across, like clear across the court, like from an impossible angle, and it'd be a laser pinpoint pass that resulted in a perfect catch. Like it didn't make sense, all right? And a lot of times it just basically it bailed people out with, you know, for not having to, think critically about what sorts of shots they're going up with. I guess that's how I would phrase it. So, bailout, to get the badge just on bronze, you have to have an 87 pass accuracy. Obviously, that's way higher than in years past. Like this year, I don't know what it was this year. But yeah, it was like in the 70s to get it on silver. I think like 73, 78, something like that. So it's obviously it's way different. It's way different. If you want bailout, you're gonna have to sacrifice somewhere. Let's just let that be known. But yeah, so passing overall outside of the bailout passes is going to be pretty similar in regard to 23 as far as we know. Like I said, I watched like 5 gameplay videos that a bunch of creators released yesterday. None of them were passing a whole lot. It's hard to say, especially against the computer. It was on Hall of Fame, but like I said, against the computer, it's hard to tell with passing. Now for the dribbling, what everybody's interested in, the dribbling. The dribbling straight away from the gameplay, you can already tell like it looks smoother. The pro play has it looking a lot smoother than it ever has. I mean, dribbling hasn't looked this smooth since. I mean, I don't even know if it looked this smooth back in, the 16-17 era. I see like the play now videos from 2K14, and I remember 2K14 was this first one I played like sizably. Like it was that sort of smooth, but I think this trumps it, honestly. So, man, are we gonna be able to get through this game? Hopefully, but maybe I'll have to speed up my talking. But yeah, it looks smoother. It looks like it might be potentially slower. And yeah, so the dribbling, I think it looks great. Like I said, it looks like it might be a little bit slower. I don't think it'll be as noticeable once we all hop in online and put together the animation sets that we want. Obviously, the dudes at Community Day were just playing Play Now games. I'm sure you guys have seen the clips. I mean, they're just playing with one player SIGs. Obviously, one player does not have the best SIGs in every single category, so things are not going to look, perfect. Nobody's going to truly know how the dribbling is until we're all online playing the game. And it's still, even then, it's going to take, gosh, I just had way too many people I could pass through right there, and brain got overloaded. But yeah, all we can tell right now is it looks smoother. But we're going to talk about the adrenaline and how adrenaline works, because I know a lot of you guys are confused. At first I was confused, but I think we were able to get a decent breakdown of it. I just messed up my combo that I wanted to hit right there. Just had to give it up. But adrenaline, here's how it works, at least from my understanding. So as we know, adrenaline, when you lose it this year, it doesn't affect your dribbling. It affects your shooting. Give me that. So yeah, it doesn't affect your shooting. It affects your it doesn't affect your dribbling. It affects your shooting. So when you lose adrenaline bars, your green window it gets smaller. It gets decreases. It's harder to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you guys get what I'm saying here. But when do you lose adrenaline bars? That's what everybody wants to know. When are adrenaline bars? Oh, I shot that thinking that we still had like team takeover, so I had my sharp shot creator. I mean, whatever. Anyways, you don't just lose adrenaline bars when you speed boost. You don't lose them just for speed boosting. You lose them for standstill dribbling. You don't lose them for dribbling out in the open. You don't lose them for just driving to the basket. You lose adrenaline bars when you have a full head-on collision, like that full force collision, like you're sprinting. The defense is coming with a hard body up animation, and there's just that like full force collision between you and the defender. That's what makes you susceptible to losing an adrenaline bar. Now what we've noticed from the gameplay yesterday is that that sort of thing doesn't happen every time, and the initial guess is that one of the iterations of, how Clamp Breaker got broken up into different badges for different build sizes, and each badge, like tough handles, big driver, the blow by badge or whatever, they all have different like rating requirements, whether it's speed with ball, strength, height. They all have different requirements. So those badges are like Clamp Breaker, only they have. I'm guessing it's hard to tell from the gameplay because they all work very similarly. It seems like, but I'm guessing they all have their own little different iterations that make them different from one another. But basically, anyone's best guess is that those badges are what maybe give you a chance to not lose adrenaline when you are bumped on a drive and there's that like full force contact. So I think dribbling, you're not going to be losing adrenaline a lot this year unless you're getting really clamped. If you're getting really, it's time to give the ball up. If you're out of adrenaline to the point where, it's harder for you to shoot, it's time to give the ball up. Let's just say that. Green. But anyways, geez, this is a crazy blowout. So yeah, adrenaline. I'm sure it's probably still gonna be confusing until we all just like get in and have our own feel of the game. Obviously, none of us, or at least if you're watching this video, you probably didn't go to community day, so it's probably not gonna be easy to understand at the very least until we get our hands on it, and probably not even still for another 2 weeks until everybody gets good at dribbling. But yeah, adrenaline bars, you don't lose them near as easily this year. The dribbling feels smoother, might be a little bit slower. I doubt it will be that noticeable once everybody puts on the SIGs that they want. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. So we'll touch briefly on the finishing and then we'll talk about defense. Because the finishing is what it is. So as we all know, the dunk meter is back. The dunk meter is, it's been reworked a little bit. So like the green window, it's green or miss. Like I said, as we know, it's green or miss. But the green window does get bigger when you're wide open. So I would advise y'all, if you're not going for contact dunk, I would put the dunk meter away, man. Like, I don't care how big it is. If you're wide open, I would put it away unless you're going for a contact dunk, because it's just the risk reward to me is not there if it's green or miss, which I think it should be. Honest, it should be green or miss. If you're gonna be doing that, you should have to green it, I feel like. And layups are obviously gonna be the same way. At least Mike Wang said that's what he's leaning towards on launch day. Layups are gonna be green or miss. And you're gonna get the same boost from the jump shot. Turn off your jump shot meter, you get a 20% increase in your green window. You're gonna get that same thing if you turn off your layup meter. So that's just one more thing to keep in mind. Finishing, I wouldn't say is looking overpowered, but it's not looking overpowered, but it's looking powerful, I should say. Because like I said, dudes are playing against a computer. Not everything's going to be perfect. Some things are going to be, the defense is going to be less because you're not playing against a real person. But, layups, a lot of dudes were playing on Hall of Fame. Jeez. Easy shot and I bricked it. But layups are looking definitely viable. Greening your layups is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And like I said, being that they're green or miss, you are going to be able to hit some contested ones, as we've seen from we saw from the gameplay. I don't remember who I saw. Someone hit a crazy one, like it was like 85%, and I think I just might have seen that clip on Twitter. But yeah, so finishing is what it is. There's a lot of different badges and whatnot, so I don't know. There's not too much to touch on, I feel like. Standing dunks, you are going to be able to trigger, standing dunks with the meter. Mike Wang tweeted that. I didn't see any gameplay of that because he said they're really hard to trigger at this point. So we'll see. But let's move on to defense because I honestly don't know how much longer this guy's going to be in the game. I did not mean to do that, bro. I was trying to shoot a sidestep. But anyways, defense. So defense, first things first, we're going to touch on the steals. Steals straight away, just to put it straightforward. I think steals are going to be not overpowered. They're going to be, it's tough to say if things are going to be overpowered. Because obviously we haven't seen anybody playing against online competition. Bro. One more to my big man in the corner. I shouldn't even say we don't like passing the ball because now I have 11 assists. I'm allowed to go for something like that. Leave me alone. But anyways, steals. There's one new badge that sticks out, and it is called Right Stick Ripper. Obviously, Glove is back, and plucks are looking effective as far as we can tell from the gameplay. I think Joe Knows pointed out that he was playing on Superstar, and they were, relatively. Hey, what's up, Alpha Dog? Shout out my man Alpha Dog. He's probably gonna be the first one to comment on this YouTube video, man. So shout out to my guy. So steals are gonna be. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So Glove is back, like I said. Joe Knows. I think it was his video. He was getting a lot of plucks, just pressing X. But the badge that I'm intrigued about is Right Stick Ripper. So obviously that badge is exactly how it sounds. It rewards you for using your right stick on steals, and it rewards you for using it correctly. Like, for example, flicking your right stick and timing it up correctly towards the ball hand, or it works for lane steals as well. Flicking your right stick in the right direction if you're trying to jump a lane. You guys get the point. So steals, if you guys remember patch 123, steals were a little bit, overpowered. I don't know if they're going to be overpowered, but I'm thinking they're going to be powerful. So, and I think that's good for the game. So, another thing, like we already touched on the contest system, but another thing that stuck out to me from the gameplay was the body up animations that guys were getting, especially with good defenders, good defensive players in the play now games. Dudes were able to, they were forcing body up animations. They had, now obviously it's the CPU, but they were having the CPU fumble the ball. It was looking like defense is going to be, blow-bys are going to be very, very viable in this game. But I think there's going to be counters to blow-bys. I feel like that's a good way to put it. Blow-bys are going to be very viable. There's a lot of badges for them, but the way defense is looking, it looks a lot like there's a lot less sliding. Just everything looks a lot more firm. When I see who did I see playing defense in the post? It looked like he was just walling off. Like a lot of times this year, dudes will go up with post moves, layup animations, dunk animations, and you'll just move the whoever's protecting the rim like out of the way. It doesn't look like that's the case, or at least as much in 24. So hopefully that holds up against online players. But like I said, defense feels a lot more like you're getting more rewarded for making contact with the ball handler, and yeah. So I think that's another good thing for the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as I can tell. Should we see if we can go? Should we see if we can get a clip on the AI here? He's wide open. Give it back, bro. Give it back. Gosh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to touch on. But yeah, to summarize the what we saw from the gameplay, I'll say this: the game looks smoother thanks to pro play. That's a huge takeaway in my opinion. Everything looks smoother, more realistic, and I think pro play helps maybe with defensive things too, making defense, making it rewarding for like I said, making contact with the ball handler, being in the right positions. I feel like I feel like pro play helped with that as well as the dribbling. The jump shots look a lot more realistic. That might make them harder to time. I'm not sure because they're not as mechanical. They're a little bit more fluid looking. So that might hinder some of people's ability to time their shot. I don't know. Obviously with the visual cue setting, but other than the smoothness of the game, the big takeaway for me is the game favors offense in my opinion, and it's that way in most 2Ks. Like in every 2K, the game favors offense. Like let's be real, offense is what sells copies, and the 2K is always going to favor offense. But I think this year there's just like a more of a balance. Like I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but I feel like ah come on. Pretty solid game though from us. 26, 3, 11, and 2. Only one turnover. Good shooting splits. 67% from the field, 75% from three. Not sure how we didn't get the player of the game. I don't care what that guy had. But yeah, overall I think it's going to be a good game. It looks smooth. It looks exciting. A lot of new changes to look forward to test out. I think the builders. I'm excited for the build news tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, it's going to wrap things up, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys so much. The support has been unreal recently. We're grinding. We're so locked in. I love you guys. You guys have changed my life. And with that, God bless y'all. I will catch you in the next one.